Call of the Wild is like Deadwood for kids, huh? No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? There are similarities, not just the setting, but that neither one shies away from the harsh realities of life and life on the edge, the fringes of society. In both cases, it gets real. But the real reason that I brought up Deadwood and right at the beginning of this review is that I really want you to see Call of the Wild. It's so good, but I'm worried that no one will see it in theaters. I mean, after all, it's a period piece, and this fine glass of apple cider is going up against a blue slushie. Which one do you think kids are gonna want? Anyone, for that matter. Oh, I'm scared. This is a very good movie. I mean, come on, both of them have furry, lovable CGI stars and fan-favorite movie stars of yesterday back doing what they do best and proving that they still got it. So good. Please see this movie. Okay. However, while Sonic, this is the crux of the problem. Sonic is a light, fun video game movie, but Call of the Wild is based on not just a book, but a very, very old book. It's grand, it's deep, but it's also oh so sad. I even questioned when I finished the film as to whether or not it should have been that sad. But I looked up how I know many people have read the book. It was never assigned to me in school, which is apparently how most people come across it. There's a lot of sad stuff in the book too, so I guess it would have been cool to cut that out of the movie. But it was sad. You should be prepared. If that's another thing. Do you want to have that talk with any younger moviegoers that you take to this? I think it's worth it because there's a lot of other good stuff to talk about in the movie as well. It's chock full of great life lessons for kids and adults, because many adults, when they become adults, still haven't learned these life lessons. All right, so I would say this movie is as good as a lot of the classic animated movies, which also, sadly, I don't know if anyone would pay to see in the theater these days either. I mean, look how 2D animation has gone away. It's so sad. It's so sad. All right, so yes, Call of the Wild, the movie's not just sad, but the circumstances of moviegoing to some degree, in the myopicness of what people are willing to see. That's right. Breaking out the big vocab words. All right, so Call of the Wild is like Lady and the Tramp, The Fox and the Hound, Bambi meets White Fang, The Journey of Natty Gann, and yes, as I said, even Deadwood. Now, Deadwood, Westerns have always been a tough sell, but Deadwood had swearing and prostitutes to lure in audiences. And great performances, which this movie has too, and we'll get to that in a moment. But Call of the Wild, to be fair, has amazing CGI dogs and locations. And yes, well, sometimes the CGI is noticeable, and some of you were like, whoa, Grace, I saw the trailer, it was super CGI-like. They fixed a lot of it. And the movie had me so much in its enthrall that while I was watching, I didn't really notice the CGI too much. And when I did, I felt it just added to that classic animated nostalgic feel. Now, sure, you could fly everybody out to the actual Yukon. It's a real place, and film this stuff with less CGI and use real dogs, as Hollywood has done for decades. But it would seem, I think, less magical, not the ideal slice of Americana and celebration of nature as is presented here. Like when Buck sees the spirit of his wolf ancestors, you feel that. It was mighty majestic. I was like, wow, that's cool. And they did it multiple times. I appreciated it every single time. And this is all thanks to Lilo and Stitch's Chris Sanders directing his first live action film, as if Walt had given him the job himself. There's shades of Pollyanna here too, and Old Yeller in the great live-action Walt Disney movies. Mary Poppins is like a bigger film, although Mary Poppins wasn't even that hot a ticket with today's audiences. So it makes you wonder if even Walt could crack today's audiences, interestingly enough. That's also a weird thought to consider as Disneyana gets squeezed out of the theme parks. If you like Main Street USA, you will like, or Frontierland, Adventureland, and all those places, you will like Call of the Wild. And it's interesting. Chris Sanders left Disney and was kind of pushed out at the same time over internal politics and some serious creative differences. Look up what happened with Bolt, only to eventually come full circle with Disney's Fox deal. But really, this movie is at the studio it belongs because it's a Disney movie in its DNA. This movie is thrilling, moving, and even though they don't speak, has dogs that give performances as good as the Disney animated greats. Harrison Ford helps flesh out the dogs a bit as he pulls double duty as not only one of the stars, but the narrator. And he shines on screen and off, doing his best work in ages. He seems to actually care about this movie, reminding us why he is one of the most beloved movie stars of all time. But there's something new here as well. Ford has tried throughout his career to prove he's also a dramatic actor, but I only really believed it with this movie. I thought he was really touching in his performance. Omar Sy is also incredibly charismatic. Watch The Untouchables. It's such a good movie. And a French movie star finally gets a Hollywood role worthy of him. I'm sure everyone's seen him a little bit at this point, but this is like a real role, and he's great. Cara Gee also stands out, cutting a very cool figure in the Yukon wilderness. Fan favorites Dan Stevens, Karen Gillan, and Bradley Whitford also show up, but fleetingly. Very, very fleetingly. But again, the real stars here are the dogs. Think Lady and the Tramp level dogginess, thanks to, I think, very convincing and charming CGI, with distinct personalities and troubles to overcome. And again, I said the life lessons are amazing. They, for instance, they have the importance of being part of a group, standing up for what's right, taking pride in your work. These are not only great lessons, but are conveyed here very powerfully. I was like, yeah, be part of that pack, Buck. I mean, it was fantastic. So I love this movie. It reminds me not only of timeless novels, but of timeless movies that, again, unfortunately, aren't considered timeless anymore. Oh, it's so sad. But please, don't be so quick to dismiss Call of the Wild. It will move you. Go see it. I'm at least thankful that Omar Sy is returning for Jurassic World 3 with hopefully a bigger role. And I hope to see more of this caliber of work from Harrison Ford in the upcoming Indiana Jones 5. And Disney should bury the hatchet with Chris Sanders, because Sanders clearly understands the Disney magic, both animated and live action. So that's my review of Call of the Wild. For the love of God, go see it. All right, share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.